Adam, the White Hair Master. Episode 14. Evil Ghost from the Mirror. The short-haired woman was holding Adam's hands on the table and begging him to help her out. That was Isabella. She was Adam's customer this time. That day, Isabella invited Adam out to tell him the nightmare she was being. Seeing what happened between the two was really sweet to me. I thought I was watching a romance movie in the theater. Adam had seen many events in his life, pain, misery, and happiness, so he was very cool-hearted in front of the woman. His face didn't show any expression. He calmly replied to Isabella to relax and slowly tell him what happened to her. I tried to comfort her and make sure she could take it easy. I told her to have a drink first, then tell us what happened. Isabella took her cup of water. After a few minutes, she could chill out and started her story. It was her son who had been died because of a car crash a week earlier. That was a beautiful day. The sun was up there and shined. Her husband drove her son to the park for a walk. She should have walked with them, but she had works to do, so she didn't come with them. The son was on cloud 9, ran to the car, and overexcited for the ride. He kissed his mom goodbye with a very sweet voice. He said he would see his mother later. Isabella gave her 2 dearest family members and blessed them all the best for the drive to the park. Who knows, it was the last time she could have seen her son. The little boy went out and have never returned alive. Back then, her husband drove on the highway. There was a crossroad on the way. He had broken the traffic rule. The traffic light was yellow, but he drove the car fast to pass it by. That was the most regretful choice in the husband's life. There was a truck also trying to pass the yellow light from the opposite direction. And boom, it hit her husband's car, and the car had been flown up. As a result, Isabella's husband had a severe injury, but unfortunately, her son didn't survive. He died right then. Once Isabella heard of the bad news, she hurriedly ran to the hospital. Everything was too late for her. She blamed her husband for that. Even though how much she cried her eyes out and scratched her husband, her little son didn't return to her. She repeatedly exclaimed her husband to take her son back to her. Since then, Isabella hugged her son's photo and stayed in the bedroom crying. She didn't want to eat or drink. A few days later, she recalled a method she used to read on the internet earlier, which might help her see her son. That was conjuring. She could call her son's spirit out and see him. And then she prepared the whole things for the ritual. At that moment, she didn't think about anything else but seeing her son again. She ignored people's discouragement. In her head, there was only her son there. She brought the thinking of a miserable and crazy mother. Isabella found and bought a rooster. She was a very timid woman and scared of blood, but the desire of seeing her son was more than that. She used the knife without hesitation. She cut off the rooster's head with only a chop. The rooster's blood had splattered on her face, but she didn't care. Isabella lighted up the candles and put them in front of the mirror in the house. She painted the rooster's blood in the mirror. Isabella was painting, murmuring, and conjuring her son back. Could he come out to see her? His mother was calling him, and she was missing him badly. 1 time, 2, and 3 times of calling. The mother was painting the blood to the mirror and calling her son. She was missing him and begging him to come out. After a few moments, she had called her son countless times. Her reflection in the mirror was fading out. The more she called her son out, the more she was keyed up. But then, she saw someone in the mirror. That was not her son, but an old man's spirit. Isabella was frightened. She stepped back hurriedly. But the spirit in the mirror started stepping out towards Isabella. His 2 hands reached out of the mirror and grabbed her neck. The spirit had been conjured by Isabella and was grabbing her neck tightly. Isabella was scared to death. She lacked breath and unable to escape from the old man's spirit. Finally, the ghost came out of the mirror slowly. Isabella tried to step back as much as she can and wondered if she could find something to help. She grabbed a wooden chair. After a few moments of struggling, she picked up the chair and struck the mirror. The ghost was broken with the mirror. He was trapped in and unable to escape. Isabella was very scared. She lay in the bed. But everything didn't stop there. She saw the ghost's hands were getting out of those pieces of broken mirror on the ground. They wanted to tear her out. Isabella was scared to death. She could not stay in the room any second longer. She ran out of the room. That was the whole situation. Isabella had told us in tears and scares. I could understand why she was unable to stay calm earlier. She begged Adam to help her. That ghost must have been in her house. She wanted to see her son. How it turned out that bad. How that evil spirit got in. Hearing what has happened, Adam didn't reply to the miserable mother. Instead, he asked me to buy a new mirror which was as big as the broken one as Isabella had described, and some more ropes to tie and hang the mirror up to the windows. I prepared the mirror and the rope as Adam asked, and we came to Isabella's house afterward. Once we reached the doorstep, Adam asked Isabella to stay outside and waited for us to finish the job. Then he gave me a yellow piece of paper which I guess was a talisman and asked me to keep it by my side. At that moment, he was such a good friend to me, not like the cold-hearted Adam as before. Adam pushed the door and stepped inside. He shouted out that he came there to chase the evil spirits away. I was likely to get in a side effect when entering the ghost house then. I felt a cold breeze in my face when Adam pushed the door. Inside the house, Adam asked me to hang the mirror to the windows by the rope so that the sun could shine through and reflect every corner in the house. Do you think that was an easy job? There was only a skillful guy like me could do it? You know that, right? Finally, I could finish the assignment. The house was full of sunlight. I came to Adam's place. That was where Isabella had taken the ritual of calling the spirit out. I saw Adam put his one hand in front of the mirror and murmured something that I could not understand. Then he pointed his fingers ahead. I saw there was a yellow light was flashing in the mirror. And then, there was a cloud of black smoke in the mirror, started coming outside. That black smoke flew out and bounced around to the chairs and the tables in the house. It was likely to find somewhere to hide. The black smoke flew around and bounced to the wall. It was likely to be chased by the sun to the wall and unable to move anywhere. I came closer to see it clearly, but Adam had stopped me there. In the wall, there was appearing a huge splotch of black dirt. After that, the splotch of black dirt was sprinkled to be a black shadow of a man. I felt that was the trace of the evil spirit once it has been chased and burnt by the sun. Adam gave a relieved sigh. His face looked more relaxed than before. He told that the evil spirit had been gone. Adam walked out and told Isabella that he had done the job of expelling the evil out of her house. She should call someone to repaint the wall and shouldn't believe what on the internet, especially the spiritual stuff. That was no joke. We tended to leave, but Isabella had called us. With tears in her eyes, she asked Adam if he could help her see her son one last time. She didn't have a chance to say goodbye to her son. Even though how scary she had been through, she still wanted to call her son's spirit out. I wondered if she even cared the other's evil might appear and troubled her another time. But I could understand. She was a mother. Losing her son might be the most pain in the world. Those tears fell off in the woman's sad face. She wanted to see her son badly. Adam was likely to be softened in front of the mother's love for her son. He agreed to help her see her son one last time. He asked her if she could find him her son's hair. She had to prepare something as Adam requested. He needed some of the little boy's hair. The boy's birthday was written on the yellow piece of paper, and a bowl of water. Adam burnt the piece of paper to dust and stirred it up to the water. The magical scene began. The boy's shadow appeared gradually in the bowl of water. That was Isabella's dead son. Seeing her son, Isabella couldn't hold back her tears. She cried aloud with chokes. Adam told her that his method could last in 2 or 3 minutes, so she had to pull everything together and tell her son what she wanted to tell in a hurry. After then, Adam and I came out so that the mother and her son could comfortably talk to each other. I heard Isabella was crying in the room. She expressed to her son how she was missing him and how she loves her son. I curiously asked Adam if those online conjuring or expelling ghost methods work, how I still felt that something must have been vague. Adam explained that almost all those methods were just rumors, untrusted. Might be those instructions were somehow written based on the truth. But the vital thing is the reader has to do it all by themselves, so Adam assured that it is not safe to follow. Adam advised me and everyone who watched this video not to try any online methods out there. The spirituality wasn't a joke, so if you want to live and enjoy your life a little longer, don't ever try them.